This is going to be a full moon in Virgo lunar eclipse reading. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. Get ready because this video is going to tell you 7 ways you're going to be impacted by this full moon, total lunar eclipse, blood moon in Virgo. Please let me know in the comments your zodiac sign and your word of the day. How are you feeling? Now, if you're watching this on March 13th, 14th, you may be feeling the intensity in the air right now, the lack of sleep, the vivid dreams, the anxiety. It's normal during eclipse season, right? Because this is all about big changes coming our way. Now, we are doing a full moon Zoom on Friday, March 14th at 6 p.m. You're welcome to join us. The cost is $22, a 2-hour general collective reading on Zoom where we talk about all of these energies in detail. And you will get a mini personalized moon reading by the next new moon, which happens to be a solar eclipse. So this is the time to get into this energy and break it down. Now, I'm going to be asking 7 questions. These are all related to the eclipse, Virgo energy, and what this means for you. Now, the full moon in Virgo is a time of releasing perfectionism, right? This is about going towards your healing and realigning with your purpose. So let's take a look. I've got 7 decks, 7 decks deep today. Let's get into deck number 1 and question number 1, which is what is being illuminated for you during this eclipse? So, what is the main lesson that you're going to be experiencing, or what truth is coming out? Okay, are we ready? Well, we have here the 10 of Wands. You're exhausted mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally exhausted. You've got to put down the burdens. I mean, the lesson right now is you're doing too much and you have to stop. You've got to put yourself in a position where you are putting yourself first. You are filling your own cup. And with that, we have here the Princess of Swords. Well, a couple things. You've got to stop spying and observing on other people, especially if this is about a relationship. It's time that you focus on you, as I just said. And it also indicates being more logical and decisive. Okay, let's see what else we need to know. Truths and lessons for this eclipse. We have the Knight of Cups. Now, interesting, you might say this sounds like a contradiction, but it's not. I want you to open your heart. I want you to open your heart to new things, to the possibilities. If you're chasing somebody, okay, especially in a relationship, and that person does not have the capacity, then the time is to open up your heart to new opportunities. Ask for what you want or better. And here we have the Knight of Coins. I can't make this up. This wouldn't be a Kelly Lorraine reading without it. Knight of Coins, trust the process. Okay, so let me put that here and we're going to get to the next deck. So, truth and lessons, time to put down those burdens. All right, let's get into deck number 2 and question number 2, which is, what perfectionist tendencies do you need to let go of, or any limiting beliefs that you might have? Because Virgo energy is all about being regimented and orderly. I mean, I'm a Virgo myself. And I do know that there are certain things that I'm very particular about. For example, usually the way I align my cards or the way I present something. So if you find yourself always organizing, always cleaning, always having everything intact, there's nothing wrong with being orderly. However, if you're trying to control things, that's where it becomes, a bit of a difficulty because it means we're holding ourselves back. So let's take a look at what tendencies need to be let go of. The overthinking. I think that's common for everyone, but every zodiac sign or placement does it differently. This is about overanalyzing to the point of missing out on an opportunity. The universe is trying to give a cup. This person is overthinking and possibly missing the point or missing the opportunity. Sometimes we don't want to see the opportunity. We don't want to hear the information. We just want to do whatever we want to do. And that's fine. People are going to do what they think and feel is best. However, if things aren't working and you're going round and round and round, then maybe something's got to change, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. So with that, we have here 6 of Wands, and that is about victory. Well, here's the thing. Do you believe in your victory? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you can have everything you could possibly want? If you're telling yourself no, I don't think so. I can't have this. It never works out for me. This is happening to me rather than for me. Then you have to let go of that limiting belief. And the Fool, trusting and taking a leap of faith. It could very well be that you're in fear of what's next, and you got to let go of that, because how do you know what's on the other side of fear? It could absolutely be the best thing that ever happened to you. So if you're afraid of what's next, then you're always going to be afraid of what's next. Then nothing changes. And with that, we have here the Queen of Swords. Well, you need boundaries. This is telling you that you've got to cut things out that no longer serve you. So this is a major lesson for you, that if things are happening repeatedly over and over and over again and nothing is changing, then you have to look at your method. Okay. Now let's get to deck number 3. And we're going to be asking, what part of your life is calling for healing or balance? Okay. Where can we restore harmony in your life? So where do we need the balance? Ace of Swords, truth. Truth is what's going to bring balance. Are you living your authentic truth? Are you listening to the truth? Now, truth can be subjective. So in all fairness, I understand sometimes if we are, trying to figure things out. However, are you living authentically? 10 of Cups, happiness. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm really curious in the comments if you're willing to share, how happy are you? Because, it's one thing to ask for happiness, it's another thing to allow it. So if you're not feeling happy, you're not feeling balanced, you're not living your authentic truth, then this is where we get the burdens, right? This is where we get the exhaustion. And with that, we have here the Knight of Pentacles. Well, the universe is saying, I said what I said. I told you it wouldn't be a Kelly Lorraine reading without it. There's the Knight of Pentacles, which is saying, trust the process. Are you able to trust that everything's going to work out? Are you willing to have patience? And let me remind you, patience is not waiting. Patience means that you are living your best life, doing the things you need to do, allowing things to unfold naturally and to come in when the time is right. And the Knight of Wands. Okay, Knight of Wands is passion in the pants, and we all love that passion in the pants, but it's also impatience. It means somebody who's hot and cold, riding in quickly and leaving just as fast, not maintaining the motivation. If this is about a relationship in your life and you don't have that balance, meaning they're hot and cold with you, coming in, going out, nothing changing, then you've got to ask yourself, are you living your authentic truth? Are you happy in this scenario? Because in order to get to that scenario, you've got to trust the process. I always talk about the fact that we need, short-term pain, long-term gain, right? Are you willing to go through a bit of that pain in order to have the gain? If you keep taking the short-term gain, which is this hot and cold, then in the end, you're going to feel defeated, or you're going to feel worn down. You're going to feel hurt, right? Okay, so let's take a look at deck number 4, and we're asking, how can I surrender control? So how can you surrender? That is the toughest question. I get it all the time. Kelly, how do I let go? How do I surrender? And I always talk about sparking new energy in your life, because if the story is not changing, then how can anything change, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. So let's take a look at what you can do to surrender control and allow divine timing. Spark new energy. There you go. Ace of Pentacles, tangible new beginning, new home, new job, new relationship, an investment in yourself. Okay. So being in an energy that says, I'm willing to invest on a new path or a new journey. 5 of Swords, being willing to put down the sword, to stop battling, to stop trying to convince people to do things the way you want them to do it. When you're trying to battle and convince, who's the one that loses in the end? It's you, because people are going to do what they think and feel is best. If someone is not listening to what you're saying, then you know what? At a certain point, you have to let them. And I know a lot of you follow the let them theory. You just got to let people do whatever they got to do. And the Queen of Swords, again, Queen of Swords, universe is saying, I said what I said. Here is the boundary making. So in other words, how do you get to the point of surrendering? Well, you have clear boundaries. And I'm not talking about walls, I'm talking about boundaries. Walls keep you stuck. Boundaries keep you flexible and moving forward, right? It allows you to invest in yourself. Now, with that, we have justice. We want equal giving and receiving and balance. And maybe that sometimes means divorce, legalities, doing things that are uncomfortable, even though they're necessary. So allowing yourself to find that peace and harmony and that balance requires new energy, no more battles, and making the boundaries, right? I always say the more you engage, like boom, 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 like it kind of just like ignites a fire that you really don't want. So, when you think of a tug of war, if somebody lets go of one end, there is no conflict, there is no battle. You're on a teeter-totter with someone. Well, I mean, sure, you can go up and down together all you want, but once somebody gets off the other end, there's no more up and down, right? So it's up to you to decide when you're done. Okay, let's take a look at next question. This is all about what are the practical steps that you can take. Let's look at some practical steps. Well, you can fill your own cup. Now, many people ask what that means. Like, what does it actually mean to fill your own cup? And I think stereotypically, people might say, well, I'm going to go for a massage. I'm, going to go to the spa. I'm going to have a facial or get my nails done. And that's wonderful. I'm not saying that isn't self-care. But in my opinion, one of the best ways that you can do that is boundaries. There's no greater love for yourself than making boundaries. I know it's not easy. It's going to take time, but it's worth it because you're worth it. There you go, 10 of Wands. We started with the 10 of Wands, and here we go. We have another universe saying, I said what I said. Practical steps. And it's interesting that we got a staircase here in the background, and she's trying to lug this bag of burdens up the steps. You've got to put down the burdens. You've got to say no. If it's not serving you, don't do it. And I know you feel guilty when you say no, but ultimately, who are you looking out for? Everyone else or for yourself? And so with that, we have here the 7 of Pentacles. I love this. Some practical steps. It's kind of like gardening. Maybe this is a sign if you love gardening, plant some seeds, nurture them, take care, understand that things happen step by step and day by day. And I know that a garden does not bloom overnight. You're not going to have fruit on the trees tomorrow. You're not going to have flowers the next day. You can't go busting out the Miracle Grow in a wheelbarrow of manure and think all of a sudden everything is going to happen quicker. This is why we say trust the process. Exact same example in pregnancy. A baby does not deliver ASAP or whenever you want. That baby arrives whenever it arrives. You have to nurture that baby. And here we have the 5 of Pentacles. Well, here's a practical step. And it kind of looks like we have a bit of a staircase as well, although it may not be, but it kind of looks like it. I would say to you that the 5 of Pentacles is about feeling left out in the cold. Pardon me for saying this, but this is victim mentality. This is the idea that, I'm always being left out. Nothing ever happens to me. I'm always in this situation. Nothing changes. And a practical step you can take is to start doing things to bring you positive energy and good energy. If you're around people that don't bring positive energy or good energy, don't be around those people. Be strong enough to make the boundary and say, this doesn't align with me or this isn't helping me. I mean, think of the old, statement that misery loves company. If you're around people that are constantly complaining, then chances are you're going to engage in that. Okay. So there's some practical steps for you. Now let's take a look at, what are some of the hidden wisdom? What are some things that maybe you haven't seen yet? Some little hidden nuggets, or I've been calling it recently Operation Easter Egg. meaning you've kind of got to let things unfold, let those Easter eggs be discovered in time. I mean, that's high priestess energy. The high priestess doesn't give you information all at once. She gives you tidbits as you go. Things are revealed as you go, as you trust the process, as you learn, as you get experience, right? And so with that, let's see, what are some of these hidden wisdoms? The Empress, birthing a whole new cycle, that you can have a beautiful new beginning. You just can't see it yet. This is all about being creative, being in feminine energy, receiving new things. It's just around the corner, or it's just on the other side of fear. I always say, if you knew what was on the other side of fear, you wouldn't hesitate. The Hierophant, this is all about having faith, and taking the methodical steps. Interesting that this card came out underneath the staircase here on the 10 of Wands, meaning step by step. And I've been saying this, that every time you physically go up a staircase, I want you to have the mindset that every step you take up, you're releasing one from behind, right? You're releasing an old step, an old energy. Even if it's a baby step, that's okay. But this is about learning, getting to where you need to be. And again, it's not divulged to you right away. Learning takes time. Why do you think we're in school? I mean, really, it's a school of life. You go from grade to grade to grade. It really doesn't end at grade 12. Okay. It doesn't end with a college education or a university education. Life is constantly taking steps. You're learning new things every day of your life. I mean, think of something that you just learned about that you didn't know before. That's part of life, right? We can't possibly think that we know everything and that we can predict exactly how every day is going to go, because you can't. So let's see what else. So the Hanging Man, or the Hangman energy, says that you will get your clarity. It's okay to take a pause every now and again. Again, you have to put down the burdens. But being in the Hangman energy means you're going to take a moment, take a deep breath, you're going to find your clarity, and then you're going to continue to make a move. You can't stay stuck in this energy forever, because if you're telling me today that you feel stuck and nothing's changing, I invite you to think about what you're doing to change the situation. Are you getting the help you need? Are you talking it through? Are you finding new hobbies, meeting new people? Are you making boundaries? And here we have the Knight of Coins. Oh my goodness. Again, I said what I said, what I said. I mean, Knight of Coins, Knight of Pentacles. We have seen this now. Trust the process. This is the hidden gem of any life experience. We just don't like to be patient, right? Now, I'm going to use the After Tarot for this question, because the After Tarot gives us the energies of what's to come. And so this is basically going to tell you what transformation is going to come from the eclipse. Well, working hard means you're going to get paid. So there's the abundance. There's the fruits of your labor. So do the work, make the changes that are necessary, and you will see improvement. Now, I'm not saying you're going to see improvement overnight, but you will in due time. You have to trust the process. And with that, we have here the Emperor. I love this. The Emperor does not play around. The Emperor is here to play chess, not checkers. So this essentially is saying making a power move. Ah, how beautiful. We got the 10 of Wands twice. And now for the third time, the universe said what it said, what it said. There's putting down the burdens and now picking up one rod or one wand, which means a spark, something new, creativity. That's beautiful. And here we have the Six of Cups, a wish coming true, a wish granted. How else do you get your wishes unless you put out intentions and the energy of receiving, right? That is absolutely beautiful energy. Now, as a bonus, I'm going to just take a couple Moonology cards here just to see what we need to know about this full moon lunar eclipse. Last bit of guidance: hold your vision, stay true to yourself, believe in yourself, bring love into the situation. This is telling you to open your heart. And I talked about that at the very beginning. So a lot of the lessons from this time are about opening your heart up to new things. It can be romantic love, it can be new hobbies, it can be new adventures, whatever this may be for you. Opening your heart means that the possibilities are endless. I really hope this resonates with you. Please let me know in the comments your feelings, or if this resonated with you, or if you have any questions. Thank you very much, and I wish you an amazing full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo.